Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I decided to show you, someone asked me about Boss Katana being recorded professionally. I mean inside of a mix, which is a professional mix that I've done from my old band called Shiver. I had an old metal band, and we did this song as more than 20 years, so but we redid it, and we are all apart right now in different places in the country and even outside the country. But every one of us, the drummer recorded his drum parts, the bass, his bass parts, then I recorded guitars, and the vocals were recorded here as well in my town. And then I put it all together. This is a mix, not the master, not the final thing, but nonetheless, all sounds, all guitars that you hear here are from the Katana MK2. Could be an MK1, doesn't matter. I've used just a microphone, Sennheiser E906, as I usually do, into my Apollo. But then again, this is the video. The point I'm trying to make here is someone asked me to share the patch. Well, before that, let me just tell you, I could have used my Mesa Boogie, my Marshall tube amp, my PV. I didn't go for that. I went for the Katana because it sounded the best in the mix in this particular situation. And so they asked me to share the patch, and I said, and I told it's not really a good thing to share this patch because it will sound totally different, not even close, because there's a lot of post-processing. So I want to cover these things on this video, is how to handle the Katana, how I did handle the Katana on this particular mix, and how it came out. It came out terrific. You guys can hear the song. I think I've uploaded the video on YouTube. I'll put a link here on the screen. Just me playing on top of the actual recording and mastered song. This is a mix, don't forget that. And this is inside Pro Tools, could be any DAW, alright? So I just want to show you what kind of processing I've done to the guitars. So I'm gonna play just a little bit because the song is a little bit too long. And we have these intro guitars that I'm going to try to solo here, these were the only ones that were not recorded with Katana, but were recorded with the Boss GT 1000. Okay, so where are they? These ones here. Okay, and I don't know if one of them. Please disregard the names that are from the tracks, because you'll see that I have certain tracks called EVH or something like that, probably one of my patches. So these are the cleaned guitars. I believe this one and this one were the Katana. So with all the processing going on, they sound like this. So you get the idea. Let me just solo this guitar so you guys can hear without any effects. This is the Katana. And put this in the middle. So basically there's no processing here, just me playing on the Katana clean channel. So I added an SSL channel here, but it's not doing anything, at least for now. So I use a compressor here from Waves, just for the picks, and it sounds like this. It's just a little bit more control, okay? And then all the effects that make the guitar stand out. And those effects, I can show you the effects. I'm using Steven Slate reverb, a Waves delay, and Soundtoys micro shift is kind of a chorus thing. So all together, plus, which is important, then I group this into a group channel, which can be further processed, and it is. Check out. I immediately got rid of all that low end because it's not needed. And if you do that on the guitar, on the Katana, you go so high, you lose completely the bass. Then a compressor, and then an EQ to kind of boost a little bit low end around 30K. So it gives some more body, but you don't need that low end, especially on a kind of song like this, because everything then comes together. I'm going to show you just how it comes together. Let me see if the drums are bypassed or not. There are. So it starts like this, and from here it will change drastically. So there's a bass here, that's why I cut so high. So back then, we didn't have like a metronome to record this, or we didn't use one, I don't know why. So the tempo changes from 120 to 170, okay? And the effects had a little weird tail that I cut out, so it didn't change anything on the reverb and delay. But basically the guitars, let's go for the guitars. Take just a little listen here, and then I'll solo the guitars. So they're sounding pretty good. And then the main riff. Here comes the vocals and other stuff. Another riff here. Pretty heavy, and then just another one. I don't know where it is. Not here, but probably, let me check out. And finally, I want to show you the solo. This one was recorded with GT1000. So there's a lot of automation here going on and stuff like that on the guitars as well. So I'm going to show you, sorry. So I'm going to show just the guitars. I'll put this on probably the first riff. I don't know, it's here. It's here. Okay, just a little section. And I'm going to solo the guitars. I have to mute here the drums first, which, where did I? It's here. And now just the guitars. And probably, don't forget that isolated guitars on the mix probably will sound not as with a lot of body, because you have to take a lot of space, you have to take a lot of frequencies to give space for another instrument. But basically, this is the Katana. So what's going on here? 4 tracks, different tracks, recorded all in different parts, of course. And let me just solo one of the guitars so you guys can hear it. This is EVH left, probably a patch that I have for EVH. I'm gonna put it louder, just. This is a Katana. Then the other tone here, right in the middle. If I'm gonna take all the processing, because these 4 guitars go into this bus here, okay? And I have more processing going on. So if I take everything out, like the SSL channel, it'll probably sound bigger, but it's not the same thing. Just these 2. Now these 2. But you want to make sure they fit on the mix, because everything bypass, and let me put the drums, it will not sound as good. So they're kind of buried in the mix. So what I did here, let's check out the first guitar. We have an SSL channel doing something, I believe. Okay, so it's cutting out some IN, so it's around 10K here, cutting. And I believe there's nothing more going on here. So for the next guitar, I did the same thing. Okay, so there's not much fizziness on top. Let me mute the drums and listen just to these 2 guitars. So it's a little subtle, but it's there. And then on the other 2 guitars, I went a little bit further. There's an SSL channel as well, cutting the same thing, nothing else, and boosting a little bit the IN here. So together they sound like this. But then again, there were some nasty frequencies that I cut out on both guitars. So if we just solo this guitar, I can show you the nasty If I bypass this, you'll see that the graphic EQ will come here with lots of low end that it's really you don't need it on a mix. You need it to play by yourself, and it's really cool to listen to all that bass. But inside a mix, it can sometimes sound really awful when it's isolated, but what matters is the context. So if I bypass this, there's a lot of low-end rumble here, so I just cut it out around 87, and then some weird frequencies around 4K. Take a listen. And then a little bit more of I cut around 10K. So, but it's not all. Then on my mix bus, not mix bus, my bus for the guitars, let's listen without everything is disengaged right now. Another EQ with lots of movements here. What you see here is a dynamic EQ that works whenever you palm mute the strings. You want that chung chung chugga chugga, let's say that, to get lower so the bass can breathe. I can put here in solo and probably listen to in good headphones or studio monitors, not on your iPhone, of course. Let me solo this. Is with that boom 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 that we really don't need it. So it's out, some other weird frequencies around here. A little bit of mids as well. Then we have another EQ. This one again is just to retake some of the bass that was lost in a different situation. It's a pull tech EQ, so you boost and attenuate at the same time. And this is a technique used by many mixing engineers, and it works really well. It's very subtle, but it gives it some body again. Then I have a compressor, gentle compression, nothing special, just to level out the picks. Whenever the strings are muted, you see that this here, the ratio or the threshold will increase. Just to ratio, nothing special here. And then again, finally, I have another EQ cutting some more high end. This is from Javi, comes with Pro Tools. Okay, and then you can really notice the differences. Now, in context, let me unsolo the drums or whatever. Then you just balance the guitar the way you want. So these ones are giving a little bit more mid-range and body, and these ones are cutting. Drums out. So they are more kind of feeling that mid-range thing, and the other ones much more high-end information. So you combine them together and mix them together. Then of course there's the mix bus, and there's a lot of things going on here. I can show you briefly. There's a gain plugin just to take out some peaks. There's an EQ, another EQ, so this will affect the sound as well. There's this from Steven Slate. There's another EQ from Brainworks, and then again a compressor, SSL style compressor. Then you got a stereo widener here, and then finally a limiter. Of course, when I sent this to the mastering engineer, I took basically everything off here so he can deal with the track and do whatever he wants to do. That's the way you should do it. Never, at least never put a limiter on there, so it could be a little bit disastrous for the mastering engineer. So basically this is the Katana inside of a mix, and the solo then as well. Let's go for the solo. And if I solo the solo, let me just mute the drums. There's a lot of effects going into it. So we have a guitar verb that opens up a little bit here at the end, because the unit already had, the patch already had reverb and delay. There's a delay, just a little bit, and there's a chorus also that will open up on no, not the chorus, just the delay and the reverb. So it sounds like this. Not very pleasant to the ear because it's a little bit ear piercing, but that's what I was trying to explain. We'll cut through the mix. That's what matters. Let's listen just to the solo. So you can listen to the reverb increasing and the delay as well at the end of the solo, so it has more tail. It's almost like an increase in volume, and then in the end you don't listen to anything else. Okay, and what about what I have here? It's an SSL channel. See, you guys can see here that it's a lot of 150 cut, a lot of boost at 8K, a lot of boost at 3K, a lot of boost here at 200, and then I have this stutter machine from UAD just to roll off the IN a little bit, and then again on the effects, what I have, I think they are sent to the same effects, micro shift and delay, and again the reverb. So I think they share the same effects, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they do. So basically, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a mix from my old band, like I said before. Everything was re-recorded and mastered because the song is very, very old. And you can listen to the song. I posted the video playing on top of it just for the sake of it, because I think nobody listens to music anymore today. And that's pretty much it. So in conclusion, just to say, somebody asked me for this particular patch. They said, wow, the guitar sounds great, man. We want to have this patch. It's not worth it, man, because first, I can't even recall what patch I used, something that I've changed along the way. And then there's so much processing on the guitars that would make no sense on the Katana. So that's basically it. You can see there's some automation here on the guitars that are doing some double stuff. And then volume changes as well. There's here the micro shift doing some chorals on these two guitars. Now, guitars that I've used, I think I've used the Solar, my Solar, and I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, was the guitar that I've used for all the guitar parts. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, understand how the Katana can really do the same job as any tube amp, no matter the price, no matter what. There's a lot of misinformation about that on the web. As long as you know how to mic the cabinet, which I did mic to the best of my abilities, and it wasn't too loud, doesn't have to be too loud, because you can always compensate. This is a digital domain on your DAW. You can get great results with your Katana inside a project of yours, especially if you record it with a microphone and not USB or line out or rec out, because although it doesn't sound bad, you'll have more problems, you know, than EQing everything, because this is more of a natural sound, and I can hear what I'm gonna get before committing to the disc or to the tape. So that's pretty much it. If you guys need, for me, I do mixing services. If you have songs you want to get mixed, whatever guitar you want, so you can send me the stem or stuff like that, just leave me a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see the Katana in action again on another mix, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to share the knowledge that I've acquired all these years mixing and stuff like that. So once again, thanks for watching. Please, that's wrong in my voice. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will help a lot. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Waiting for someone, drinking to forget why.